Hi, today we will have a look on this GPWS computer. Now, this is a Mark V GPWS. This thing was manufactured in 96. There is the manufacturing date, as you can see. Serial number 3139. I bought this thing from eBay USA for about $50. It took 2 weeks for the transportation from USA to France and 3 weeks more to get it in my address. So as you can see, there is also a snapshot, trademark altitude verification. I don't know the purpose of this thing. I didn't find anything on internet. So there is on the top here a switch. There is a present status, position, and a flight history. And there is a display here on the top. On that side there is a list of patents, and on the rear there is a large connector with a large number of pins. Here there is obviously the power supply input, and there is here a mechanical encoding. I didn't find anything regarding this instrument, so I don't have the pinout, I don't have the schematics or any manual. It can be difficult to get it work, and I have a limited time for that. I am very busy for professional products, so I don't want to spend a lot of time for that. It is possible to buy technical manuals. The price is between 150 and 200 US dollars, so it is quite expensive, so I will see. So first let's open this thing to see what is inside. As you can see, we need probably to remove 2 screws here. Okay, actually they are captive screws. As you can see, there is a spring, and it is not possible to lose the screws. And look at that. The thing is quite complex. So we have first this board. It seems to be a power supply. So we have 2 TO3 transistors here. We can see we have several transistors. There are several quad op-amps, LM124. There is a SG1526. This seems to be a switched mode power supply controller. There are 6 identical transistors, 2N6788, GX. These are military parts, dead code 95. These are probably MOSFETs. And there are several diodes here, a small transformer here, another one, a nice filtering capacitors, a ferrite coil or transformer here, and this part is a UC1903, I don't know this reference, and some tantalum capacitors. This seems to be a TVS diode, and we have some golden package TO72 transistors, and we have here, let's see, these are IRF 121, something like that. So these are MOSFETs. These 2 guys here, this is maybe an op-amp, and there is here NHCL 55564-9. I will place a datasheet if I find something on internet. So this is the first board, probably a power supply and interfaces. The second one here is a logic board. And the processor is here. This is a Zilog Z16CO21. The clock frequency is 6 MHz. And these 2 parts are 32 kilobytes EEPROM. So we have 2 EEPROMs here and 2 other ones. So obviously one pair is used for the program, and the second one is used probably to store the oral messages. So maybe this one for the messages and these 2 for the code. And we have here 8251. So I think this is a serial interface controller. And we have here 2 parts, 4243. So it is AM9519. Now we have here 2 parts also, so these are probably SRAM from IDT 7164. And we have here on the left some miscellaneous ICs. Okay, so let's see the other side. Okay, so there is another large board. Look at that. So we have something interesting here. We have here an AD574, so this is an ADC. There is here an LT1014, so this is a quad op-amp. We can find several optocouplers, as you can see, in the middle. HP 2731. And there is another oscillator, 4 MHz, here. And there is here a TND 918. And there is here an analog device part, an AD, I cannot read on that direction, AD 713. And there is here an analog switch, and there is an LT1031. Now this is maybe a reference voltage. It makes sense because we have an ADC here. And there is a comparator, LM111. Here there is an OP11, it seems. And on the right here there are several ICs. And some parts are not populated here. I think that without any documentation it will be very difficult to get it work. And there is also this small board. This is obviously the power supply filtering. So we can see that we have 2 inductors and a few capacitors. We can see that there is an interesting part here. This one is HC55564. This part is used for the voice generator. This is the block schematic of this thing. So there is a digital input here. An internal switch here permits to switch between an encoding or a decoding. This line is connected to the power supply. So this part is used as a decoding. The digital input data here is fed to this flip-flop. The output of the flip-flop is fed to a modulator and then to a 10-bit DAC here. And the output is here at pin 3. I did a small reverse engineering of this circuit here. This is the schematic here. The output of the modulator is fed to this amplifier, so the gain can be selected using this transistor. So the gain can be set to 1 when this transistor is open, and to a gain of 2 when this transistor is saturated. These two resistors are identical. The output of this amplifier is fed to a filter here. This is a low-pass filter. Then this filter is fed to another amplifier. The gain can be selected by these 2 analog switches. This is this part here. This part is an HI201. This is a quad analog switch. As you can see, there is a mute here. When the switch is closed, the output is 0 here. Then there is another filter. The output of the filter is fed to this voltage follower. And then I lost the signal. I didn't find anything on that board which is connected to this output, so I don't know exactly. And then there is a power amplifier which is made with these 2 MOSFET transistors, a P channel and an N channel. As you can see, the gates are driven by the current which flows on the power supply of the op-amp on the positive rail and on the negative rail. The output is fed to the ground through this 100 ohms resistor. So this resistor permits to limit the power supply current. The output of the amplifier is fed to 2 pins on the rear connector. And I didn't find also the connection at the input of this amplifier. So there should be something between these 2 lines, but I didn't find anything on that board. In the meantime, I have ordered the installation and maintenance manual for this instrument, so I think I will receive this manual in 1 month or something like that. I have connected a power supply of 115 volts to the input of this instrument. Okay, so let's turn on the power supply. Okay, we can check the history first. There was a problem with the angle of attack. So let's see the status now. Okay, as anything is connected, it is normal that we have these errors. That's all for this first episode. I will do more tests when I will receive the manual. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.